Every Igbo man, calm down and watch this video to the end. I want to play an audio record here. So if you're an Igbo person, Igbo onye Igbo, get in at this thing, okana miri abago no pio wogoro. Ugo eberego na mgbagbu. Our Igbo celebrities, unachohi ikwu okwu maka ihe ọjọọ na-eme na Igbo. Ụdịka ihe ndị Igbo na-agabiga. Watch out this audio record. Ka unu wee fụ that ugo eberego na mgbagbu. Erego ndị Igbo na rego. Our politicians doesn't care about us because they are only after their own belly. Some of them, if I nakwa di mebido meweketa, fa hapu ay bafuo, gawa Europe, gawa Asia. I don't know if you understand. Like this. If I name la Lagos, I need to shop in the mado, name be soon on the mado. If I be have plan rapal for a very long time, watch out of this video. I don't need name na Igbo. All these killings and all of them. Here we have plan. Watch out of this video. Share. Make sure you share it. Follow this page for more updates and drop your comments at the comment section. It's very, very important. Let's listen together.
But I'm here to discuss an important topic that might interest Nigeria. It's like there is a Cold War going on. In fact, not Cold War. Yorubas are secretly waging war against the Igbos. Now, when I mean Yorubas, not all of them. Because these evil people has, taken advantage of our tribal differences, to build a movement that to better their lot, not really to better their tribe or whatever. Now, this group, I call them the gangsters of Lagos State. It's actually from Lagos State, and our president is the founder and also the founder of this gangster. And I want to look at I want to make a narration, the activities of Chief Obafemi Awolowo during the war, after the war, and the activities of this our president. You will see a link. If you come to Nigeria, if you go to the north are divided into two. There are these Islamic extremists and the statesmen, those that believe in one Nigeria, that believe in equity and fairness. And if you go to southwest, you'll also see these statesmen and these gangsters that believe that only their tribe will exist and benefit from anything. And if you go to southeast, there are also this group, we call them criminals, that has managed to work their way to grab political power, because that is what they said. They said they grab it. They didn't get it. They grab it. So these are elements with criminal background. So those groups also exist. Now, they will come out and be presenting Southeast, while in the real sense of it, they're actually representing their family and their personal interests and their greed. Now, in 2014, we discovered that these two groups, the Islamic extremists and these gangsters from Lagos, came together to, form part of those that formed the APC. And these two groups, outside the other people that formed APC, had an agenda to destroy the Igbo businesses, an agenda to convert Igbos to their slaves, an agenda to convert Igbos to their money-making machine that will use taxes to destroy us. Now, there's this conversation between our present vice president and Ibukunle Amosu, former governor of Ogun State, where the vice president exclusively revealed the plan these gangsters and the Islamic extremists had concerning the Igbos. And it seems that Ibukunle Amosu is not quite aware. He wasn't part of those that agreed. So the vice president was trying to appraise him, was trying to convince him. From the discussion, from the responses of Ibukunle Amosu, shows that he is not in the know, because he was not agreeing to the whole thing. So which means he's not aware. But from what the explanation of the vice president, it shows that Fashola is part of it. Of course, the Redeemed Christian Church of God Pastor Enoch Adeboye is part of this group. And of course, our president and quite a good number of them are part of this group. And in the north also, quite a good number of them are part of it. And the moment they take over power, you will see that from the policies of our former President Muhammadu Buhari, down to these policies, is just to they were just about this implementing all they agreed to implement. And if you listen to our first lady, who said that they're going to make Igbos their children, their slaves, and that is what they said, they are going to inherit Igbos. So now, if you also look at Bala Muhammad, an interview he granted either in Channels or Arise TV, where he said they want to relocate all Fulanis in Nigeria. Now, look at the attack in the Middle Belt and the Southeast. It is similar. Just that the jihad going on was built around something else that is not actually, so that you cannot discover. Like in the North, they make it look like farmers' herders clash. And when they saw it's not working, they created something they called terrorists and Boko Haram. Remember, they are the ones funding Boko Haram, and you can see the way they are negotiating and pampering the terrorists and the Boko Haram. You'll understand. They will come out to tell you that, some Boko Haram members are repentant. Then they rehabilitate them and pour them into the military. You can imagine that. So that is in line with the agenda. Now in the Southeast, they were looking for a way to move to Southeast. They couldn't. So they hang onto a group, IPOP, a group that discovered their evil plot from the onset and decided to create awareness, to make Nigerians aware of these evil plots. And Martin Namdekan, of course, who is the leader of this group, said so many things. And if you are a well-meaning Niger, go and listen to all his broadcasts. That is what is happening today. And they said, instead of this to happen, they want to secede from Nigeria because the Nigerian state is not working. And they have maintained to be a peaceful organization. Now, in around 2017 or thereabout, when they were protesting, a live ammunition was shot at them. So many of them were killed. And when our former president was being granted interview at Al Jazeera, he confirmed that they were shot at. So that is what they deserve. Now, fast forward, if you look at now, when they saw that IPOP has created so much awareness, and of course the Southeasterners who has been left out of the project of Nigeria followed them. So they were looking for a way to break IPOP, to blackmail IPOP, a way to enter. Now, one of our governors, Governor Hope Uzodinma, was looking for a way to build. I want to narrate to you what happened in Imo State. Wanted to build a political control, just like our President Tinubu have it in Lagos. So they now brought in they brought in military and contracted Igbo. Now they have two things in common. Well, both of them have two things: to discredit IPOP and then to build a political dynasty. While our former President Buhari wants to take over our land to settle his Fulani herdsmen. That was how they turned, especially Imo State, into a battleground. Now, fast forward to our president. President Tinubu has been the convener of this Destroy Igbo and Eliminate Igbo thing. Now, if you look at the conversation between the vice president and the former governor Ibukunle Amoso, where he said that the Yorubas, they are the ones allowing, the Yorubas can do to Igbos whatever they want, tax them, take over their businesses, destroy their businesses. Just look at what is happening in Lagos today. Take trade fair, for instance. Igbos have existed in Lagos for over 40 years, and they've been applying their trade, they've been law-abiding, they've been paying their taxes, they've been contributing to the development of Lagos State. But when this group were formed, they begin to make these policies. Now, let's look at Obafemi Awolowo's policy during the war. You know, the war, we were calling Hausa. I think the people that fought the war with war crimes were this group, because Awolowo was his agenda. These gangsters carried on Obafemi Awolowo's agenda. Remember during the war, when they saw that they are going to be disgraced in that war, after the Biafrans held them for almost 3 years, he came up with evil policies. He was the one that came up with food blockade. And when he was queried, he said all is fair in war. But it's actually a war crime. He made that policy. And then after the war, look at the policy he made, giving Igbos, people that just came out of this serious war, that the whole world waged against them. For 3 years, they have children that suffered from kwashoko. A lot of them died. I hope that is also genocide. Committed genocide of the Igbos. A lot of them died. He gave them 2 naira. When you know that even before then, Igbos are controlling millions, they were giving 2 naira just to finish them up. Now look at that policy and what is happening in Lagos today and the policy of our current government. So it's like these gangsters from the Yoruba land are telling the outside they were the ones that allowed Igbos to flourish in Nigeria, gave them chance. That is why Igbos are saying that the war is no victor, no vanquished. So they now agreed to tighten and grip the Igbos. So that is what you see that is happening in the southeast and that is happening in Lagos today. So in order to destroy our businesses, in order to tax us, in order to kill us, this is what our president is doing. Now, this message is to the leaders of the southwest. I want to call the attention of Oba of Lagos, the Ooni of Ife, the Aran Kakanfo of Yoruba land, Chief Ganiu Adams. I'm calling on your attention. Maybe you don't know, to know that a section of you is waging war against Igbos. It's obvious. They are waging war against Igbo, but in their style, they are doing it discreetly, in guerrilla style. They armed, the president armed Asade Kibo to kill the southeast and gave them military coverage. Asade has come out to say that he was contracted by the federal government to guide southeast after the federal government moved military to the southeast. The militaries were the ones that burnt and pursued so many villages. It's on ground. Let them come raise a committee to look into it. We are willing and ready to provide the evidences of these actions. Now, after using Asade, maybe they wanted to murder him. The guy came on live TV. I don't know why the news and the people that are still calling IPOP are not referring to the confession of Asade that says that he was contracted by the federal government to kill. Now, let me ask those that are calling IPOP, what kind of security do you think Asade will actually recruit? Someone that has a questionable character. We all know what Asade stands for. Nobody has said that. He also said that on the 24th of December, that his men are at Okigwe and are on the Zog. And we knew that from then on, we started hearing the killings in these areas. And I want Nigerians to know today that the outfit that Asade used to operate in the south is the Ebobago. And go to the areas where this Ebobago operated, that is where you will see this high level of killings in the southeast. And this is what the federal government did. Now, we have managed to uncover these atrocities. We have managed to uncover their acts. Now they are regrouping. If you watch recently, our president released a lot of people. There are so many criminals from southeast, kidnappers, killers. Now, the question I want the whole Nigeria to ask our president today, what measure are you releasing these kidnappers and killers, sending them back to southeast to continue? What is his plan? Is he going to rehabilitate these criminals? Now, we have dismantled all the criminals that's put in southeast, and peace is gradually returning to southeast. The federal government is plotting again. Look at this Ijele guy they released from prison. The guy has been all over the place saying he will kill Nnamdi Kanu. Remember they are trying Nnamdi Kanu for terrorism, but somebody came on live TV to say he's going to cut off Nnamdi Kanu's neck, and they're not doing it. In fact, they are providing him with security. Now, see what these guys are. There are 3 guys they are paying. Number 1, Ikenga Urago. Number 2, Kesh and this Ijele. They are funding them to recruit youths. By the time they finish recruiting these youths, they are going to also pour them into southeast to start sacking of villages, because what they wanted is to take over these villages to settle the Fulanis, so that the Yorubas will inherit the Igbos, just like the First Lady has said. Now, I am using this opportunity, like I said before, to call on the leaders of the Yorubas. Please make sure this gets to them, that a section of them is waging war against the Igbos. They want to continue from where Awolowo stopped. They are telling the North that they are not clever enough, that they are clever enough. And we are beginning to understand that the Yoruba nation is waging war against us. So many of the Yorubas are against this, like during the war, when Awolowo wanted to lead the Yorubas into the civil war, so many Yorubas were against it. And we are calling your attention. Remember, look at those that are trying to name the Carlo today. The Chief Justice of the Federation is a Yoruba man. The judge trying to name the Carlo is a Yoruba. All the lawyers are Yorubas. And if you look at where tension against Igbos is high now, is in Lagos. That means that agenda is being carried out. So we are calling on Pastor Enoch Adeboye to either rise and condemn this, or we believe that he is part of those that we are into this agenda of destroying the Igbos, alienating the Igbos, and turning the Igbos to slaves in Yoruba land. So I'm also using this opportunity to call all Nigerians to know that a section of the Yoruba nation is waging war against the Igbos, and we are beginning to understand. And we want Nigerians to call them to order, because if they continue like this, we will have no other choice but to defend ourselves.